Welcome back to the GCH Group YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be busting 10 myths that you might think about your real estate agent, so let's get started. Myth number 1, I should be the one picking the house for you. So as your agent, I usually set up a search for you based on how many bedrooms, bathrooms, possibly square footage, lot size, location, specifically what you're looking for. I set it up into my system so that anytime I'm pulling a search, it pulls all that search criteria. And if I'm the one who is picking the houses out for you, my taste may be completely different than yours, or you may not be happy with my choices. So that is why we set up a search for you, is so that you can see what's available on the market, what you can get for your budget, and if it's realistic. Also, we have amazing clients. We have multiple clients. So for me to be able to sit on the computer and watch houses pop up on the market all day long is very unrealistic. So that is exactly why we set up that search for you. Myth number 2, I should know your finances. This is a huge myth that I want to bust. So your real estate agent, our expertise is not knowing your finances. We don't need to know your credit score. We don't need to know how much you make. I mean, it is good for us to be able to have some type of baseline to be able to help you understand what you could potentially qualify for, but that is ultimately not my job. The lender is the one who's going to take a look at your finances and dive deep into those to be able to tell you what you can afford and what you can't afford. My job is to know the homes, the location, the whole transaction process, the legal paperwork. So my job is not to know your finances. I had a situation a few years ago where there was a veteran and he had VA disability pay and he did not share that with the lender. It came time for him to finally figure out what his overall budget would be. He missed telling the lender that, and he blamed me for not knowing that he should qualify for VA disability and that his funding fee wouldn't be added to his loan. So that is not our expertise. The finances is not something that your real estate agent should know. Myth number 3, I get paid way too much as a real estate agent. So there are some very funny videos on Facebook and some other places where they basically say that real estate agents, all we do is DocuSign, and that's basically how we get paid. And that is very far from the truth. We do put a lot of work into helping our clients get to the closing table, and it takes a lot of time. Not only do we help out with the initial getting you ready, especially if you're relocating to the area, advising you on that, getting you the right lenders that you need to work with, starting the search, going and seeing dozens of houses sometimes before we write an offer, writing multiple offers, offer after offer. These are all hours that we put into this job without ever getting paid a single penny until the closing table. And even when we get to the closing table, we have to split our commission multiple ways usually after. So even though you may see a check at the end of closing on a settlement statement, typically we do not get paid that full amount, and there's a lot of splits that are involved, so just keep that in mind. If we're on the listing side, we also pay upfront all the marketing costs for your house in order for us to list it, and we do not charge anything for that. The only thing that you do pay on the listing side is the commission, and that's only if we make it to the closing table. Myth number 4, we cannot fire a client. This is also something that is a myth that I'm gonna bust. So if for some reason our personalities don't mesh, which that's usually not the case, you guys get a feel for our whole entire team based on our videos and what we sound like, and most of the time whenever I talk to people on the phone, they're like, oh, you sound exactly how you sound in the videos, which is who I am. But if we for some reason don't get along, or the way that we work together is not working, we definitely can terminate. So either you can terminate on your end, I can terminate on my end, or we can mutually agree that this is not working out. Myth number 5, we should be available 24/7. While sometimes I do feel like an on-call doctor, which I know I'm not a doctor, but I definitely feel like I'm on call a lot with clients calling me and texting me and saying, hey, I found this house, can you go check it out? Hey, I found this, can you go check it out? I do try to make myself available as much as possible so that I can help my clients be successful. But with that being said, we all do have a life outside of real estate. I do have 3 kids, I have a busy life, but I do respond as quickly as possible, and I try to do everything in my power to help you be successful with purchasing a home or selling a home. Myth number 6, that the client can work with multiple agents. And while that might be the case for some people, I will not be one of those agents that you work with if you choose to work with multiple agents. The deal with working with multiple agents is basically that there's too many hands in the jar, too many perspectives, too many people trying to tell you this, tell you that. So it's always good to choose one person that you trust and you know is going to do a good job, and that way you can successfully make it to the closing table. If you have too many people coming at you different ways and fighting and competing over your attention, or just it can end up in a disaster. So my biggest advice is to pick one agent to work with, and that is going to be the myth busted about working with multiple agents. Myth number 7, I can lower my commission in order for me to get your business. This is another big one. So basically, you pay for what you get. In regards to being a buyer's agent, you don't pay anything in order for an agent to help you purchase a home. The builder or the seller is the one that pays our commission at the end of the day. On the listing side, you do have to pay a commission, but you do not pay that unless your house successfully closes. So with that being said, on the buying side, I've been hearing things where people are asking their buyer's agent to lower their commission to get them a competitive advantage for purchasing a home. And that's just something that blows my mind, because this is literally how we make a living and we are very good at our job. So for someone to ask us to lower our worth and value in order to get a deal, basically, that's just not something that we do. Myth number 8, you don't need a listing agent to sell your house. And while this might be the case for some people that do choose to do for sale by owner, and I have seen a couple people that have successfully done it, there are some advantages to having a listing agent. Showings is going to be one of them. In our system in the MLS, once we put a property on the market, we actually have designated appointment times that people can schedule showings, so we know exactly who's coming in and out of your house. We can follow up with those leads. We can see what the feedback is from those buyers that are coming in and viewing your home. So there's a lot of other processes outside of it that help us to determine if your house is going to sell, if it's going to sell for top dollar. The second thing is the legal paperwork. So this is literally our job. We are licensed to do this. So all the legal contracts that are involved with purchasing a home, any type of amendments that are written up, we know all the processes that go into this. So if you don't know anything about real estate and you're just selling your house and you think that it's just going to be as easy as 1, 2, 3, that may not always be the case. Another thing that is in our realm of real estate and our professionalism is negotiating. That's something that we know how to do well, and we work with other agents who are representing clients. So that is something that you definitely want to consider as well, that we have that power to do that for you. And the last thing with using a listing agent is the listing price, strategically pricing your home. We have a ton of data that we can access, and we also represent a lot of buyers, so we know exactly what they're looking for. We sell a lot of homes in all the neighborhoods in the Savannah and surrounding areas, so we know how to price your home the best and how to get you the best offer. Myth number 9, being a buyer's agent is super easy. This is very far from the truth as well. So being a buyer's agent is amazing. The only thing is that, especially in this market right now, it's very competitive and very tough. So we always initially have to be very realistic with what our game plan is going to be moving forward. With being a buyer's agent, you have to sometimes show so many homes in order to get to the right one. And like I said before, when I was talking about commission, buyer's agents do not get paid anything until they make it to the closing table. So sometimes even when we're working with a client, and we show them 30, 40 homes, and then at the end they say, oh, guess what? I decided I want to rent instead of buying. All those hours and time that we put into that, we don't get paid anything. So just keep that in mind. Your buyer's agent, they're really trying to do their best to help you purchase a property, and sometimes the work that we do, we go above and beyond, and we're not guaranteed to get paid. Myth number 10, you need 20 years of experience to be a good real estate agent. This is also a big myth that needs to be busted. So, of course, with the Savannah market team and a lot of our other markets, most of the agents are experienced agents, but in the Savannah market specifically, Karen, our team leader, has had over 15 years of experience. I myself have had over 4 years of experience, so combined, it's almost 20 years. So if you want to play the 20-year card, there you go. But us having a team, we get to support one another. Any of our new agents, we help them through every single transaction. Also, because we have amazing clients that come from our YouTube, our careers are basically in like a hyper speed. So when I first started real estate, I had maybe 10 times the amount of business that most agents have their first year of real estate. So I learned extremely quickly everything that I needed to know. We all start somewhere. So just keep that in mind, and the fact that we have a team and we are able to support all of our team members and help them have successful transactions for our clients is a huge thing. Also, some agents who are 20, 30 years into real estate don't like technology, and that's something that we love on our team, so keep that in mind as well. Since you stuck around for those 10 myths that I busted, I need you to go ahead and head over to our website and check out the Savannah market update. Your mind is going to be blown. It is still crazy right now, but go ahead and head over there.